What is up, space chickens? It's your friend the AlienPhotog. How's everybody doing today? I mean that. How are you today? I hope everybody has a great day. Anyway, if you don't know about me, I'm an alien abductee. I'm in contact with them. Long story short, if you're interested in aliens or UFOs or 2012 or any of that exciting stuff, apparently some people find this of interest, which is still bizarre to me, and more interestingly, my wife, because I rambled on and on and on to her about this. And like she got so sick of it. It happened for like I don't know how long. I lost track. Maybe a year. I talked about this shit nonstop to her. Every time I get an email where somebody says like they watched all my videos back to back, which still blows my mind, especially after like getting so used to her being so sick of hearing me yap about aliens, I show it to her and she just like is baffled by it. But I'm curious, does anybody else who's intrigued by aliens have the same thing happen with their spouse? I'll bet you it does happen a lot, because it's not like she doesn't believe me. She believes me entirely. I'm going to do an interview with her here at some point. I've been meaning to do that, and she's agreed to it, so she's just like not interested. It's the weirdest thing to me. Like, she's seen them on the ground with her own eyes. They've showed up for her, because like I asked them to, but... Anyway, hey, everybody, thanks for listening first off. Yeah, I think this one's going to be interesting. But I knew something was going to come out, and I knew I had something to say to everybody, and I didn't quite know what it was. And then it became very clear to me last night, the things that to go into, so... Alright, and something else I'm going to do sort of subliminally here. I feel it's proper to tell people when you're doing something subliminally, because I've just recently realized how strong that is. But I've been telling you guys for a long time that a lot of musicians are abductees, and they sing about it. Specifically. And so I said I'm going to make a video about that, but I'm going to go about that sort of a different way and sort of tiptoe into that, because it's kind of a new area for me. It's sort of like outing somebody else, which I thought about for a long time. I didn't know if it's the right thing to do or not, and I've decided it is, and the reason being is because I think the music is here to help a specific group of individuals, people who feel like they've been in contact or have the weird obsession with UFOs and aliens and always have their whole life, and have no reason to understand why, and I'm trying to help those people realize what they are and who they are. And I get emails from a ton of them. It's flabbergasting. I haven't used that word in a long time, but that's a good word for it. Flabbergasting. There's that many emails. I love getting the emails too, and the funniest thing I think about when people send me emails is so many of them start off with, "You're gonna think I'm totally crazy," which is hysterical to me, because I mean, if you guys listen to the things that I've said, I'm not going to call anybody crazy. That's bad karma for me. Boy, that can be turned around on me real quick, now can't it? So, we all tell the same story. Very similar story. It's eerily similar. So, from all corners of the world, too, it's so cool. And I'm really thankful for the internet. The internet's an amazing thing. Yet, it's not there to replace real life. I think people should think about that. I've sort of noticed lately how attached to the screens we've all become. The TV, though, be careful of that thing. Boy, part of this whole process I've been going through is I've sort of realized what's really going on with the TV, and it's not good, guys. Take this, for instance. My family loves the TV still, and I used to, too. And what I didn't realize is, and I'm not so much talking about the internet, because at least the internet's interactive. The TV just sort of spoon feeds you stuff. And there's some weird deal about it where it puts people in a hypnotic state. And if you have not noticed this yet, just observe and see what happens when people watch TV. Man, I screwed that up with my kids. I let them watch entirely too much TV. I was a young father. So I screwed up a lot of things, just like all of us parents do. Which I openly admit to my kids, too. That's an interesting parenting strategy if you guys ever want to use that. Just, like, as soon as you screw something up, just say it. Like, they can't hold it against you for 20 years. Anyway, yeah, watch what people do around the TV. It hypnotizes them. It really, I'll be damned, it really does, I think, turn people's brains to mush. I thought that was an old wives' tale. I think they were dead on the money. But here are our choices for what me and my lovely wife and my young children could watch last night. Something like CSI, a homicide investigation. What the heck was the other thing? I can't remember now. Oh yeah, Extreme Edition Home Makeover. I have a problem with this show, and like, it's really cool they do stuff like that for people. Broadcasting on national TV. See, here's the issue. As a parent, I want to point out to Ty Pennington in particular, my kid thinks he's Superman. When things get bad, he thinks like Ty Pennington jumps out and just builds everybody a new house. Like, and that's the problem with Extreme Edition Home Makeover. And I'm still a young guy, so I still have a lot of faults. I'm just starting to get a lot of things about women. Like, they like to be sad sometimes. That's baffling to me. There's nothing better than a good tearjerker for them sometimes. which I don't understand. I just understand that they like that. That brings pleasure to cry sometimes. So that's why my wife likes that show, but my kids watch it too. Everybody's struggling right now, right? I know I'm not alone in that. We have this weird culture where like Paris Hilton was on TV a lot and we were all sort of mesmerized by her in some weird way because she really isn't that attractive, just sort of strange. But my bet is not a hybrid on Paris Hilton. Maybe a robot. I don't know. She's weird, but seriously, would that surprise you? Anyway, so we live in this weird culture that's been created for us by TV of things that are entirely realistic that a lot of us try to live up to, and we all had sort of had that collective joke for a while there when the economy was so quote-unquote great. In reality, we were, writing checks we can't cash. Everybody was. But everybody thinks they have to look like that, but it's hilarious because everybody's struggling right now. I can see it. I mean, it's very few people are not struggling. And like even people with money are struggling right now because everybody took a hit lately. They had a lot of money and now there's less, even though they have more than they could ever reasonably spend. It's still very stressful to them, so everyone's stressed about money. But anyway, my kid, thanks to Ty Pennington, who I believe has the best of intentions, it's, I guess, one of the best shows on TV, except my kids are under the impression that he's going to, like, jump out of a phone booth and build us a new house when shit happens, so that's frustrating. That was a rant and a half, wasn't it? Anyway, sorry, I'll get off the TV subject in just a second. But the last show was America's Funniest Home Videos, which is what I selected, and everyone was very upset that it was an Extreme Edition home makeover. And then I realized that America's Funniest Home Videos, which I've been watching since I was a kid, right? Everyone thinks wholesome, right? It's largely people being injured. And we're all conditioned to laugh at it. Yes, laugh at people getting hurt. Ah, ha, ha, ha. And it was funny to me until last night, and I saw it, and like, how many times can you see someone get hit in the groin and think it's funny? A lot, apparently. That show's been on for, I think, over 2 decades. Isn't that crazy? But just be aware your TV does that to you. It sort of programs you, and it sort of puts these pressures on society. There are some very intelligent people behind the TV. Boy, that thing's a danger to everyone's family, I think I'll openly say. I can't get my family away from it. I don't think people get how strong some of the brainwashing stuff is that goes on. And the TV is a great way to do it because people welcome it into their home on a regular basis. You become what you watch. I mean, I used to think it was kind of funny that my generation, in all seriousness, ended up like Homer Simpson, sort of joked to myself, saying, if we would have known that this would have had this impact on society, we never would have started that show. And then I realized that's why the show's been around so long, to make every guy think that they're supposed to be beer drinking. And I drink beer, so I'm not talking crap about that, but, to be like Homer Simpson, there's a lot of us that are a lot more like him than we probably should be, right? Is that fair enough to say for the men in the 25 to 40 age, the child rearing age, that we should probably stop acting like him so much? Be good for our kids, That's my rant on TV. So anyway, I touched on this for a second. The musician thing. What I'm going to do with this round of videos is just put quotes that are in songs and see what happens. Because when I tell people about this, I don't want to screw this up because music is here. It's a very major aid to some special people, and that's what it's here for. It's truly amazing if you read the words of the songs, just the lyrics not attached to the music, where it's kind of unmasked what they're actually saying. It's amazing what they're saying. So I'm going to point out some of the more obvious ones here as we go on the bottom. Alright, Space Chickens. I'm going to try to gently transition into talking about aliens now, which is always hard to do for me. And at the end, I'm going to say I've got some comments about Haiti, like everybody who has anybody listening to him right now wants to talk about that freaking disaster. What a mess. What I heard the other day is the biggest problem is their port there. They have 2 cranes to get those cargo containers off of ships. And one of the cranes fell over, and you need 2 of them to get a container off or something like that, which is gonna create some major issues in getting aid into there. But be grateful for what you have, huh? Nobody there deserves that more than anybody else in the world. That sort of thing happens, and it'll continue to happen with 2012 getting closer. There's going to be more earthquakes. Let's hope no more hit major cities. God, that's I think we all we're also delusional really in our day-to-day life that we don't realize how unfair it can be. But it's all the way it's supposed to be. My thoughts are going out to those people, and boy, if I didn't have a family, I'd be down there in that mess, getting my hands dirty, and I maybe feel like a a schmuck for not just taking my kids there, but